Hello, this is Samsa again from GamingOnLinux.com, and today we are going to play Ravensword Shadowlands. This was released a while back on Steam for Linux in a quite bad condition, because when it was first released it was, well, pretty much broken. They told me that they were unexperienced with PC platform, so they kinda didn't do enough testing, or something went wrong in the development or something, and they ended up with a pretty buggy release. But luckily they have been quick with fixing the bugs, and currently the game is actually playable on my main rig. At first it was playable only on my laptop, which has an Intel HD Graphics 3000. But now that my main rig with the NVIDIA graphics card is working, I can finally make a video of this game. Well, I wouldn't have made a video last week, but, well, you know what I mean. But yeah, instead of spending too much time in the main menu, let's actually start the game. As you can see, Unity. But yeah, so I think we will continue from where I left off. Yeah, that's probably what we are going to do. But the intro was kinda nice. Well, let's continue. You can see the intro cinematic somewhere else if you want to. I might even add it to the article if you want. But yeah, so welcome to Ravensword. So as you can probably figure out, this is one of those Elder Scrolls type of open world RPG games, and as you saw, this is my character. I can actually go into the, if I remember what the correct button is, it's I. So yeah, this is my character at the moment. I have some pretty nice equipment, including a white iron longsword, a round wooden shield, and the hood, because I want hoods on my characters for some reason. I just prefer them that way. I don't really like helms and stuff. But yeah, as you can see, it's pretty much like an Elder Scrolls game. Of course, if we jump back into the game, you can see that graphically it's not perhaps the most prettiest thing around, but it does look pretty nice. Of course, these textures and some of the character models and yeah, basically a bunch of this stuff is possibly low poly, and the textures might be a little bit low res. But that's because this game was originally a mobile game, so they had to, tone it down a bit to, make it work on older Android tablets and stuff. But they basically on underpowered hardware, like tablets and possibly even phones. But yeah, they said that this PC port has some improved graphics and improved textures. I can't really tell it because I haven't played Ravensword on a phone or on a tablet before, so I can only compare it to, games that I have played, including a bunch of those Elder Scrolls games. I have played nearly every one of them, except Morrowind, which I guess this resembles the most, at least graphically. But yeah, as you probably saw, we have a bunch of the inventory bugged a bit, so this game has some bugs still, but most of the main the game-breaking bugs, they have been fixed. So yeah, as you saw, we have this quest menu here. Because this is an open world RPG, you have a bunch of quests and quest lines that you can follow at the same time. But yeah, we have this main quest, and what we should do is get a vial of enchanted water from a pool beyond the Troll Caves. So Troll Caves is where we should go, and I happen to know where that place is. It's somewhere this way. I of course have this minimap, and I also have the map here. So basically these areas with texts are where I have been. So no thanks. So as you can see, the map isn't exactly huge. This South Haven here is the main city, and walking all the way here doesn't take too long. It takes like 10 minutes or so. But yeah, we are currently in the eastern forest, and the troll caves is somewhere around here. So we should probably head that way, and we will see if we can actually get some combats done while doing this video. I hope I do, because it would be a would be a boring video if we hadn't if we wouldn't have any fighting. So as you can see, there are some animals around here, including these boars, which we could possibly even kill. Let's do that. So the combat is really simple. Basically, you have two keys, at least with the melee weapons that I currently have. You have two keys. You have the right click, which you use to block, and the left key, which you use to strike at your enemies. And as you probably saw earlier, there are two, perspectives which you can use. You have this third-person view, and then you have the first-person view. And for some reason, my sword is a bit bugged every now and then. I also have a bow, which is also a bit bugged. Usually after I pull these out, and yeah, now it's fixed. So there are some rendering bugs with the weapons, but usually they get fixed. Nice double kill. So yeah, the weapons I bought from South Haven, they are really powerful against these boars. So basically it's just one hit to kill. This game also has some stealth elements. You can hide. Currently I'm hidden, and if I go third-person view, then I can actually show you what happens. Basically, when you hide, you turn invisible, and then you can approach your enemies while hidden. Of course, if you are in plain sight, then you can't hide, but that's, common knowledge. But yeah, if we fight from this perspective, I think the fighting looks a bit more realistic, especially considering that my sword currently looks a bit, well, short. It kinda looks like a dagger. But yeah, so the fighting is really simple, but that's what you can expect. The game was designed for mobile platforms, so of course they couldn't make it too difficult, because if you don't have tons of keys to use when you're on a mobile phone or a tablet, but I still think that the interface works really well on a keyboard and mouse. The game doesn't yet have a controller support. They are planning that, but they don't have that yet. So actually the controller support actually killed the game in the beginning. If you had a gamepad or something similar plugged into your computer, the game would crash. But now they have avoided that issue. It just doesn't use the gamepad yet. But yeah, so we will quickly take a look at this indoor area here. Well, not indoor. I guess this is more like an in-cave area. So some of these areas look a bit bland, especially the beginning area, which is basically a desert or something like that. Desert fortress. It looks really bad because there aren't any, objects lying around. It's basically just plain and empty, and the textures were a bit funky. Of course. Oh, okay. I think we might be in a bit of a trouble. Well, that worked really well. Some of these enemies actually look more scary than they are, especially these trolls. Of course, they tend to gang up on you, and that's not fun. I have to actually check if I have... Yeah, I have a weak health potion. Yeah, potion. I almost called it a health poison for some reason. But yeah, let's try to do some ranged... Oh, that's probably not a good idea if that... Okay, now I'm hidden, so I should get a stealth... sneak attack bonus. And now they are ganging up on me really bad. So, okay, this is not going well. I should probably just... Okay, so I can actually just... Okay, so I have to use that quickly. Okay, this is not going well. Nice. But this is a bit too, you know... That was a bit too close. As you can see, the health actually regenerates at a slow pace, so I could basically just wait here. But basically, because it doesn't matter if I die on this video, then I should probably just continue. Okay, there is a troll here. Oh, and by the way, if you tap a left or right, then you can roll, which you can use to, you know, avoid enemy attacks and stuff like that. So, of course, you can block always, but blocking that doesn't, you know, avoid all of the damage. It just reduces it to a point which you can handle a bit better. But this cave doesn't look that bad. The beginning area did look kinda awful. There's a bit of loot here. So I get 154 gold and a rough diamond. I'm not sure what the diamonds are for, but I could probably just sell them if I wanted. Let's try to be a bit more sneaky, and getting stuck in a hole is probably not the sneaky way. But what I would like to do is I would like to get a sneak attack on this lone cave troll, and then equip my melee weapons, and then do lots of damage. Oh, I'm back in that small hole there. So as you can see, I don't actually have any arrows or something like that. So basically, the arrows are infinite, as far as I know. They probably are, because I haven't bought any, and I have been firing away loads of those arrows without actually having to, you know, get more. Oh, by the way, you have these stats and talents. These are basically our character progression system. I have one attribute point, which I could probably use to use for some of these. So you basically have 4 of these stats. You have Vigor, which is basically magical effects, and then you have Endurance for your health, you have the Agility for ranged weapons, and you have a Strength for melee weapons. So currently I am using mostly my my melee weapons, so I should probably just get that there. So now that I spent that point, I actually didn't remember this. It shows your whole stats screen, basically all your skills and your attributes. Currently, I have 39 blade skill, and I have 14 bow and 40 defense. Those get upgraded pretty quickly because this. So far it hasn't really taken me too long to actually level up these things. So you also have these talents, which are kind of like perks. Basically they affect how, for example, quickness, how fast you run, riding, how much faster you travel on a mount, then how much experience points you get for defeating enemies, and how much gold you get from defeating and looting your enemies. So far I haven't, at least these guys don't actually give me any loot. Those goblins outside, they probably would have given me some loot. Basically just gold and probably some simple shields. But, anyways. Oh, the... Okay, come here. I will kill you. That's the... If that's the... Well, I could probably end the video... approximately here. Ow! You're getting annoying. If I saw correctly, I currently have maxed out my blade skill. Probably. I'm not sure. It seemed it showed up something like 40 out of 40. But yeah, so this has been Ravensword. Of course, I haven't really shown you too much of the quests yet, but I don't think I should be playing through the whole game for a small demonstration, or at least this was intended to be a small demonstration. So if you are interested in these RPGs, then of course think about getting it. But remember that this was originally a port. Well, it was originally a mobile game, so the quality might be something like that. But if you have older or less powerful GPUs, like for example the Intel HD 3000, then you should probably get this, because this runs like magic on that. I get decent frame rates and it's completely playable, so think about it. But yeah, so this has been... I could probably just go here. So this has been Ravensword Shadowlands. It's on Steam. It's basically nowhere else for Linux. And if you like, if you think this game is, well, kind of worth it, then you might instead want to check it on your iDevices or something like that. I think it was on Android too, so probably you should check that. That's more relevant to our current standpoint. But yeah, so this has been Ravensword Shadowlands, and we will see in the next video. Oh, one thing, I would also like to wish you all a Merry Christmas, because when I come back, Christmas will already be over, and yeah, so it's probably what wise thing to do right now. So, Merry Christmas all, and we will see you in the next video.